the International Medical University, and today's topic is about validation with the Eductor. We have a long history dating way back to 1989 with a series of systems all properly registered, verified, validated. They say it costs over $400 million to do the type of research to properly validate and verify. We've done this. We put this together, and this large batch of background material validating everything that we do. The Educator now available in America, and the more advanced Eductor available. And we're going to be training you a little bit about the software.
Hello everyone. Another exciting addition to the 2014 version is the big device validation page that we can access from inside the main software.
This is what the Eductor icon looks like on your desktop.
We are going to start the Eductor 64 software. Make sure the harnesses are attached correctly. Use conductive gel if necessary for best results. 25.
Whatever kind of system you have, you can see your serial number, and you can also do a check with BHO to make sure that your software is legal. That's very important if you want to be a professional.
5% our device recognition box. Use continue and password. We enter our regular password 0210. And graphics. We select the patient. Close. We do calibration. Then we move on to the test button. We start the big.
Inside the test screen on the biofeedback device pull down, you can see how to access the big. Now that you've activated the big, it will come down and be placed as an icon on the bottom line so you can bring it up. This means you can look at the big when you like, or you can hide it.
And then we start any therapy. Let's do one of the new ZAP therapies that we have added, for example, mental health and ball flora.
In the 2014, we've added some new ZAP functions, very exciting, for mental health and bowel flora, to be able to help erectile dysfunction, premenstrual syndrome, PMS, and for zapping childhood diseases that might be involved with vaccinations.
We've started. Now we have the option of starting the second waveform generator for the Eductor.
The Educator and the SCIO do not have the second waveform generator, but it is on the Eductor, and you can access it by clicking this little checkbox for the second waveform generator.
We click.
Now that you clicked on it, we'll open up a little window that helps us to set the electrical potential, which is the amplitude or volume, the harmonics of interaction, and the harness points that you'll be able to turn on or off.
Okay, and then we can select the electric potential volume, out of focus, minimum, medium, maximum. We'll leave that on out of focus. We can then select one of the chakras that we want to work on: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange. This will come back in a second. Or we can use resonant level 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll use the yellow chakra. And we can also select the harness points. We usually leave all on, unless we really want to do left foot, right foot, left arm, right arm off, head off. We have all of the possible combinations that we can use.
Now the primary wave generator, which is in the old Indigos and the SCIO and the Educator, this is operated from the gray screen here of Eductor's working. On this screen, you'll be able to operate and control the different waveform functions, the amplitude of the first waveform generator. This is in the Eductor working panel. Now for the Eductor to be able to control the second and third waveform generator, we first have a selection of electropotential volume, harmonics, and harness points. We need to make these selections. First, in the electropotentials, we can have off. That means everything's off. Autofocus, minimal, medial, maximal. The higher that you use this, it will make it penetrate deeper into the body. The next setting is for the harmonics. Now the resonant level number 1 is the default setting. This is a very slight little tingle. A little bit more, 10%, 25%, or 50%, drives the signal deeper into the body. Also, we then have the different chakra that we can choose. From the different chakra systems of the blue, indigo, violet, all these other different things, then we can make a choice compared to what area of the body. The red area is for the lower chakra, orange going up, yellow, green for stomach, blue, indigo, violet. All these different areas correspond to the different chakra. And with this system, we can now give that chakra a little extra tingle with the second waveform generator. The last setting is for the harness points, which will enable us to be able to turn off a harness stimulation if we wish to. The simple thing that I recommend is just to go into the electro-potential volume and set on the auto-focused setting, which you can see here. And now everything else will be in autofocus, and let the patient decide. If you want to change these other settings, you can. But now that you've made those selections from the SCIO working panel on the second waveform generator, you'll now get the icon on the bottom. You'll be able to access the BIG and look at it at any time that you wish. And while your system is active, you can go into the BIG and click on Device Validation button, and it's kind of the I'm from Missouri, show me function. What you see, the energy going in and out of the body. What you demonstrate to any doubting Thomas, that the system really is sending energy in and measuring results. And you'll be able to see this nice and easily from the new system.
And then we move to the big device validation. We start to measure. Make sure now harnesses are properly connected. We have to give it a second. The SCIO is working, is on. We can see that we have yellow all on in autofocus, which we can see into the other panel. So the BIG will show us exactly what we have selected here.
So here on the BIG device validation page, we're going to see a voltage component formed at the right. We'll see the energy coming in and out of the harnesses, and an amperage component over on the left. We'll be able to see the amount of energy going into the body. In the upper left spot, in the green, we will see the input of the primary, the number 1 signal generator of that of the SCIO. Now in the Eductor, there's a secondary one. It is in purple, and it is up in the upper left part. We'll be able to then see the energy going in and out of the body from that. In here on the man, we'll have a head and gain sensitivity switch to allow us to take up the sensitivity, to be able to see the green bars. But the green bars are going to be an indicator of all the different harness points and how they are active. In the middle, we can see the waveform harmonics of the second waveform generator and how it's interacting with the first form. All of this we're going to be able to see through the system. And as this is working, we can see the system going up and down. And if we unplug the harness, lo and behold, everything will go down to 0. We'll be able to see that the energy cycling through the body. Now in the SCIO, the Indigo, the old systems, we were able to send a different type of waveform into the body, and it largely was like this. With the second waveform, we're able to get a 3-dimensional cycle through the body, where the body automatically picks its own bits of energy. It autofocuses this system to be able to get the maximum amount of healing. There is resonant amplification of certain signals, and there's resonant nullification of certain signals. This is passing through the body in a much deeper fashion and a much more 3-dimensional cyclic fashion with the Eductor, making all of the stimulation functions, all of the autofocus functions inside the Eductor work significantly better. We are seeing dramatically better results with our patients, and this is an increase in technology, all due to the fact that we have now increased and put in a second waveform generator, and we've used validation and verification. The validation verification of the energy going into the body and the energy coming back out of the body, as well as being able to see if the harness is turned on or off, will greatly increase the ability of people to recognize what the system is doing. Since the system is working at body electrical energies, it is often not felt. In fact, it is not supposed to be felt. If you feel it, that means you're interrupting in the body electric and you won't get good results. Here we're working at the body electric values and we're getting the best results if we don't increase them to past the threshold of sensation.
Okay, we see how both frequency generators are working. Harnesses are perfectly connected, and we can see the body electric working in real time. Once the SCIO is working, it's off, this all goes off as well. And back on again, depending on how stimulation happens. At any time, we can go back and select a different chakra that we want to work on. We now work on the orange chakra. Once the therapy is over, we will see that both signal generators will be off. Now we have disconnected harnesses. We reconnect. I'll give it a second to stabilize. Okay. And then we disconnect again. We can see how perfectly this works.
So today in this brief little training, we've showed you the history of development, a history of validation, verification, but now we've taken it even further to try to validate and verify and show everything on the screen. If we look here on the left, we can see the SCIO and the brainwave and the ECG and how dramatically more resolution we have and the quality of the Eductor, EEG and the ECG. This allows us to open up the door for more insurance payment. It says that it takes $400 million to totally verify and validate a process. We've been able to validate and verify it. It's been expensive. It's been a long time. And now we have the new Eductor ready for you.